Alexander and Napoleon met for the first time aboard a raft in the middle of the river Niemen, near Tilsit.
Can you imagine the soldiers? They are like, so we are fighting, we are killing the guys, and they are kissing. I wanted to kiss too.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Valdemar.
And we are continuing with Napoleon's adventures. This time it is Friedland. It's an episode a lot of you have been waiting for really expressively, which we thank you for because it's amazing and it's super to read your comments and to see that you're so excited for us to watch it. We're also super excited to watch it.
Yes, for this episode especially because it says in the title that Napoleon defeats Russia.
Yes.
So it's close to my Polish heart, you know.
It is close.
I think I will have a side to keep hope for.
Definitely. And I think nowadays it's close to everyone's heart, pretty much. Even more so than in the past, so
and
let's see it.
Is it not in Poland?
I think parts of it are in Poland. Yeah, there were a lot of viewers telling us that we are nearing the time where a lot of this will take place in Poland. Well, not Poland,
I'm
but...
not sure if Friedland is not a Polish city, but now under a different name.
Maybe we'll find out in the episode. I hope we do.
You know what? I will check before, because it will be good to know.
Check it. Friedland.
No, it's Russia. It's called Prawdinsk.
Okay.
In Russia. Yeah, so... Where is it? But it's pretty close to Poland, you see?
Oh, right, yeah.
You see here
it's in the Kaliningrad region.
Yeah, here is the border of Poland. This is Hitler's bunker, you know, from the Second World War. Yeah. Very, very close. Yeah, so now it's not Poland, unfortunately. You would like it to be, but no, it's the Kaliningrad region. All right. But at this time it definitely wasn't Poland. It was definitely Russia, because this was the time when there was no Poland on the map. It was it was divided between three countries, between the Prussia, Russia, and
the partitions. Yeah.
Austria-Hungary to be precise. And that was the reason why we Poles fought with Napoleon. I mean, together with him, because, you know, enemy of my enemy is my friend. So,
yes.
Yeah, we had an alliance. It didn't end well, unfortunately. We had to wait 100 more years to get independence. And it was thanks to First World War.
Yeah, but as we always say, he's still in our national anthem, even though...
Yeah. No, like I said, we were allies.
Yeah, we like Napoleon.
And we kicked ass together, and we kicked German and Russian asses. So, you know, it's like it's the best friendship you could hope for, being Pole. Yeah. Finally, it's Russia. Before that, Napoleon was fighting with the Germans, with the Prussians, right?
Yeah, so and
Russians too. And for some reason, there was this Russian general that had the German name, and there was this German general that had Russian name.
Yeah, there were a lot of comments about it.
Yeah, it's sign of time, I think.
Yep. All
right, so you ready to begin?
I think so.
TV History March collaboration. Supported by our sponsor, Skillshare, home of more than 22,000 online classes. Find out about our exclusive special offer at the end of the video.
Guys, have you learned anything from Skillshare ever? Were you using this?
I was using it. I was traumatized by it. I'll say it at the end of the video.
1 week before Christmas 1806, French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte arrived in the Polish city of Warsaw. Then part of Prussia.
All right, yeah, I'm excited.
A year had passed since his great victory over the Austrians and Russians at Austerlitz, and 2 months since he'd hammered the Prussians at Jena. But Russia still had powerful forces in the field, the most important of which was the Russian First Army, commanded by General Bennigsen.
Yeah, that's the guy from the previous episode, right? Because it ended in kind of a stalemate. Like there was terrible losses
the one that
on
decided
both sides.
To
fall back.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Warsaw, just if you are curious, is the capital of Poland now, and it was the capital of Poland at this time. On this map, you can also see the city of Danzig. It's called Gdańsk in Poland, and now it's a Polish city. It's famous because technically it was the reason why the Second World War started. It was a free city at this time. If you play the Witcher games, like Novigrad was also a free city, like a city that technically is not part of any country.
Yeah, quite a powerful city because of the port as well. And all that, right?
The big city, very important port, like you said. And
harbor, I suppose, not the port, yeah.
And it was the reason, technically it was the reason for the Second World War, because Hitler demanded Danzig from Poland, and we disagreed, and he declared war on us. Königsberg is now part of the Kaliningrad.
Yes. Is it not like the capital of the region?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But, it's a region.
It's
because
not an official...
capital is in Moscow.
Yeah.
Napoleon would not be master of Europe until it was defeated, and Russia and Prussia forced to make peace. But that winter, Napoleon's first attempt to trap Bennigsen near Pultusk got bogged down in thick Polish mud. The Russians withdrew to Białystok.
Okay, it is cool to hear about all the Polish
French
cities.
army, half-starved and frozen, was ordered into winter quarters. While in Warsaw, Napoleon began a famous affair.
Oh, I know
with a young Polish noblewoman, Marie Walewska. In the late 18th century, the once mighty Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth had been swallowed up by its neighbours, Russia, Austria and Prussia.
Okay, I think I'm absolved because there were a lot of people who told me in the comments it's okay to be excited because it's our history. So I'm just gonna say again, it's so cool because we've been listening to his voice for such a long time, and I really like this guy. I enjoy watching it so much, and for him to talk about the history of Poland, I'm like, yay!
They know it. They know it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you feel this too?
Yeah. But I'm more interested in this affair. Why
have we never learned about this?
But we haven't. But it had to be important because in all those previous videos there was no mention of Napoleon having affairs. He came to Poland. He was like.
Well, I mean, Polish women,
Yeah, I would know.
Yeah, you would know.
Yes.
I was trying to think if it's like an offense or not.
No, it wasn't a joke.
Series of annexations known as partitions.
Yeah, there were 3.
Until in 1795, a third and final partition wiped Poland off the map.
Yeah.
For 123 years.
Polish patriots looked to Napoleon as their saviour, praying that his victories against their occupiers would lead to the rebirth of a Polish state.
She's still on the screen for a very long time. She must have been
Marie
important.
Walewska became Napoleon's mistress in order to further this cause.
Oh.
Ordinary French soldiers, however, had little love for Poland. It was impoverished, freezing, and they missed home.
Because it was winter.
Desertion
what do you
rate
expect?
Soared. There were even 100 cases of suicide.
What?
100 cases of suicide?
Marshal Ney, commanding 6th Corps, sent patrols towards Heilsberg, looking for better quarters. What they found were Russian and Prussian soldiers on the move. They'd stumbled into a surprise winter attack by Bennigsen. Napoleon quickly laid a trap for the Russian army, ordering Ney and Bernadotte to retreat and lure Bennigsen west, while he led the rest of the army north to fall on his flank and rear. But the Russians captured a French courier carrying the Emperor's orders to Marshal Bernadotte. Bennigsen, now warned of the trap, ordered a retreat, fighting a series of rearguard skirmishes against the pursuing French. But he refused to give up the city of Königsberg without a fight, and turned to give battle at Eylau.
Okay. So I think the episode before was done after this.
Yes, that's why there was a lot of... I don't know when it was done, but there were a lot of discussions in the comments which one we should watch first, remember?
Yes, because there was a spoiler. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. So that's why I was wondering why Eylau was not mentioned, because he mentioned Austerlitz, he mentioned Jena, but he didn't mention Eylau.
But you remember in Eylau they already mentioned Friedland as well. It's kind of...
Oh, right. Okay. So I hope after this episode, I will have a more clear picture of what happened and when.
The Battle of Eylau, fought over 2 days, was one of the most brutal of the Napoleonic wars, fought in freezing conditions, with neither side backing down. Marshal Augereau's 7th Corps, advancing into the face of a snowstorm, lost
destroyed.
its way and was cut to pieces by Russian cannon fire.
I'm glad we watched that one first, because this
French
is more of a
eagles
spoiler.
were lost. Napoleon's army was only saved by a devastating massed cavalry charge by 10,000 horsemen, led by the fearless Marshal Murat, and remembered as one of the great cavalry charges in history.
This time. Nice of you.
At Eylau, for the first time as emperor, Napoleon failed to win a clear victory on the battlefield.
Well, at least he didn't lose.
He and the Russians covered up the true scale of their losses, but both sides are estimated to have lost 1/3 of their armies in the carnage. After the horrors of Eylau, both armies sought time to rest and recover. Meanwhile, the newly formed French 10th Corps under Marshal Lefebvre besieged Danzig, held by 13,000 Prussians under General Kalkreuth. The city came under heavy French bombardment and infantry assault. After 8 weeks, with no prospect of reinforcement, the Prussian garrison surrendered on the 27th of May. Napoleon's northern sea flank was now secure against any possible Russian landing. The French emperor now...
I'm surprised they are coming so close to the sea, because if I were Napoleon, I would be like, no, not the sea.
We've done that before, we're not doing it again.
Yeah. We are sticking to the land, guys, land. No water, no sea, no lakes, no rivers.
And there's like the ghost from Nelson waving from between the whales.
Like Davy Jones, with the with little,
Yeah, no, Napoleon's there on the shore. No, not coming near you.
I wonder if there is if we are talking about water, because this area that they are fighting now, it's called Masuria, and it's famous from lakes. It's like
Pomerania.
No, Pomerania is the whole whole coast.
Oh,
but Masuria is the word in English, I think.
I think no, but go on, and I think about it. I think there's a different word.
And it's on the northeast of Poland, and it's the whole land full of lakes. Like there is a lake after lake after lake after lake. Like you have lakes everywhere. So I wonder if it affected the campaign in any way.
It's a very beautiful region as well. So maybe they like that more than the freezing and impoverished.
No, but they are. I'm always agitated when someone says that Poland is cold. Like, yes, it is in winter, but in summer it's like 30, 40 degrees sometimes.
Yeah, we have all the seasons.
Yeah, so, if you go to Poland in December, then yes, it's going to be cold.
Well, not anymore, but at the time, yes. I mean, it is still cold right now, but not as cold as it was in Napoleon's time.
Yeah.
Commanded an army 190,000 strong, against just 115,000 Russian and Prussian troops. But it was Bennigsen who moved first, launching a surprise attack against Ney's 6th Corps on the 5th of June. Ney conducted a brilliant fighting withdrawal and escaped. Bennigsen, having lost the element of surprise, and with Napoleon advancing, retreated once more. 4 days later at Heilsberg, the French lost 10,000 men in a botched assault against Russian defences.
Oh, wow.
But the Russians continued their retreat the next day,
This Russians just
Napoleon
retreating and
thought
retreating.
Bennigsen would head north to Königsberg, but instead he retreated northeast, keeping to the east bank of the Eylau River. So when Napoleon's army marched north, it was Marshal Lannes' reserve corps on his right flank that next encountered the Russian army, near the small town of Friedland.
Okay.
And we're here. Ride your horse into the ground if you have to, but tell the Emperor we're fighting the entire Russian army.
Ooh.
I'm in for this.
In the late afternoon of the 13th of June, Russian cavalry scouts informed General Bennigsen that they'd found a single French corps at Friedland. Bennigsen decided he had time to cross the Eylau River and smash this isolated corps before the rest of the French army could arrive to save it. And he ordered his army to begin crossing the river. Marshal Lannes, commanding 16,000 men and facing 46,000 Russians, sent an urgent message to Napoleon that he was under attack from the main Russian army. Then he fought a skillful delaying action, hiding the weakness of his force behind a large screen of skirmishers, while gradually yielding ground to the enemy.
Okay.
Lannes was still holding off the Russians as darkness fell. That night, Russian engineers built 3 pontoon bridges at Friedland to speed the movement of troops over the river.
Pontoon bridges, do you know what that is?
Yes, it's bridges made out of pontoons.
What is pontoons?
Like those kind of like boats, right?
Really? At the time?
Yeah.
Because they're plastic, right?
No, they weren't plastic. I think they were wooden.
They already had in... Well, I thought sorry, I'm having, my brain is going into overdrive. I thought the pontoon is the inflatable one.
Nowadays, yes, but I don't think it was...
but the name maybe is the same.
I don't think it was inflatable.
So they made the bridge out of the boats.
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to Google it?
Yes, please.
To be honest, I'm not so sure either.
Pontoon bridge, a bridge type. Ah, okay.
Also known as the floating bridge, you see?
Okay, so they are like using boats and they're building it in between the boats.
Yeah.
Okay, which seems quite faster than to have to dig into the...
Yeah, and I think it's made out of wood because,
Okay.
You have wood everywhere, you wouldn't...
So pontoon as in floating bridge. Okay,
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's rather than dug into the bottom.
But Bennigsen was taking a huge risk. If this turned into a major battle, his army would have to fight with its back to the river.
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
And the steep banks of the Mill Stream dividing its left wing from its right.
Wow.
Bennigsen had also badly underestimated the speed at which Napoleon's Grande Armée would react. The first French reinforcements arrived that night. The Emperor himself wasn't far behind.
A mistake like what?
They always
By
catch
dawn
that and
on
make
the
a
14th
mistake,
of
to be
June,
honest.
about 40,000 Russians had crossed to the west bank of the Eylau River. Bennigsen ordered an attack on the village of Heinrichsdorf to turn the French left flank. But French cavalry reinforcements, led by General Grouchy, intercepted the Russians. In more than an hour of charge and countercharge, the French horsemen finally drove the Russians back. Marshal Mortier's 8th Corps now arrived to reinforce the French centre. In Sortlac Wood, General Oudinot's elite Grenadier Division fought stubbornly against Prince Bagration's left wing. but was outnumbered by the Russians and gradually pushed back. Around noon, on a sweltering day, Napoleon himself arrived.
There he comes.
He was soon followed by First Corps, commanded by General Victor, standing in for the wounded Marshal Bernadotte, as well as Ney's 6th Corps and the Imperial Guard.
How much is left of the
Marshal
Imperial Guard? Not much, right? Remember from the previous battle?
Yeah.
The date, the 14th of June, held special significance for Napoleon. It was the 7th anniversary of his great victory over the Austrians at Marengo. A good omen, he declared.
Yeah, because God is on his side, of course.
The battle then entered a lull, as Napoleon assessed the situation, saw Bennigsen's dangerous position, and issued orders for an attack to take advantage of it. Bennigsen...
I noticed before that all those attacks of Bennigsen were on Napoleon's marshals, but it was never on the Napoleon.
Yeah.
And I think in the previous battle, the Eylau, like Napoleon was kind of there, but he was watching from the distance.
Yes.
So and you never had the feeling in this previous battle that he was like, actively taking part in a battle. So I think it's the first time since some time that
he is there on the field.
That he is actually there.
And this Bennigsen guy, he seems quite experienced, I suppose. And like when you were saying, even he's not attacking Napoleon himself, but rather the marshals, and how he decided to fall back in the previous episode, he seems like a very good opponent for Napoleon.
I feel like it's the first time we actually have an adversary for Napoleon.
Yeah, like the adversary, a good word. And like he appreciates who Napoleon is, and he knows that Napoleon is going to use tactics like that he maybe will not. And the way that he not only anticipates them, but is also kind of like, okay, I know this guy can do a lot, so let me like take a step back and watch what he's doing.
But I have this feeling about Russians at all, entirely in this series. Like Austrians are just for Napoleon, to destroy them.
Yeah.
Prussians are like sometimes they are there, but they are not doing much. And Englishmen. You say Englishman?
I think so, but I think not in this meaning. The English,
yeah. They are on the sea, and it's just the Russians that that are carrying this whole coalition.
Yeah, they rolled in, and like the game changed.
Yeah,
it's level up.
Meanwhile, who was tormented by ill health throughout the day, saw that he now faced the full might of Napoleon's army, and issued orders for a retreat.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like he's not gonna be played. I mean, maybe this is a mistake, but he's always like.
Okay.
But before Bennigsen's retreat could get underway, at 5:30 p.m, 3 salvos from the French guns signalled the start of Napoleon's attack. It was led by Ney's 6th Corps on the right wing, who first cleared Bagration's infantry from Sortlac Wood. But as Ney's troops left the cover of the trees, they came under heavy fire from Russian cannon across the river.
I wonder if they still have an advantage in cannons.
As the French attack faltered, Prince Bagration rallied his men and launched a cavalry counterattack. Ney's corps retreated. But now General Victor's 1st Corps came up on his left. Its artillery commander, General Senarmont, advanced with 30 guns and blasted the Russians at point-blank range with case shot.
Okay.
Hundreds of Russians were mown down within minutes. Under this onslaught, Bagration's men began to waver and then retreat.
Yeah.
Around 7 p.m, the Russian Imperial Guard launched a desperate counterattack to try to halt the French advance on Friedland. But they were outnumbered and outgunned. As exploding shells began to start fires in Friedland, the French centre and left wing joined the attack. With its only escape route under threat, the entire Russian army began a panicked retreat towards the river.
Ooh, it's not gonna look good for them.
Everything on fire and
bridges were now ablaze. the town became a deadly trap for the Russians. Many were drowned trying to cross the river, others killed or captured. North of Friedland, some units were able to escape across a ford or along the river bank. But there was no disguising the Russians' terrible defeat.
So
the Battle of Friedland was one of the most decisive victories of Napoleon's career.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It was, and just the sheer force of it, right? Like no tricks, nothing. They just came and they crushed them.
Twice as many losses on the Russians. About 20,000 men, killed, wounded or taken prisoner. 40% of Bennigsen's army.
I thought it's going to be more.
But it's 40%.
Still a lot, yeah.
The Prussians abandoned Königsberg the next day, which was occupied by Soult's 4th Corps, while Bennigsen's shattered army retreated across the river Niemen into Russia. Tsar Alexander's advisors implored him to make peace with Napoleon. He accepted their advice, and a ceasefire was agreed.
It's only, again, ceasefire after ceasefire.
Alexander and Napoleon met for the first time aboard a raft in the middle of the river Niemen, near Tilsit.
Can you imagine the soldiers? They're like, so we are fighting, we're killing the guys, and they are kissing. I wanted to kiss too.
And they all kiss.
There was this Russian soldier, he was so cute, and I had to kill him. And Napoleon is not even that good looking.
And developed an immediate rapport. Tilsit proved to be one of history's great diplomatic summits, as the two emperors feted each other for days, with banquets, parades and concerts, then discussed affairs late into the night. A friendship of sorts developed, while Russia's former ally, King Frederick William of Prussia, was left out in the cold. And it was Prussia who would lose most in the Treaties of Tilsit, signed 2 weeks later. 1/3 of Prussian territory was taken away to create the new Kingdom of Westphalia, to be ruled by Napoleon's 22-year-old brother, Jerome.
That's a nice gift from your older brother.
To be ruled by the King of Saxony, which Polish patriots hoped would prove a stepping stone on the road to their own state. Polish troops were recruited into the Grande Armée, with Polish lancers even forming part of Napoleon's elite Imperial Guard.
Why do I feel pride?
Russia only had to give up the Ionian Islands, as Alexander accepted an alliance with Napoleon that left the French Emperor master of Europe.
This Alexander had to be a great kisser. Like, they lost 40% of the army, and they're like, yeah, there are some islands, you know. I think it's near Greece, so you can have those. Napoleon was like, yeah, okay, great. I will take Prussia then. Like, can you imagine that? Yeah. I wonder what happened if Hitler and Stalin kissed. That would be a completely different world now. You know, this mustache against mustache, you know, like.
There were a couple of people in the comments complaining that we're making too much jokes about everything. So I think you've lost them now. Bye.
Alexander even agreed to join the Continental system, Napoleon's economic blockade of Great Britain, which banned British ships and goods from all French-controlled ports. The system had been established the previous winter by Napoleon's Berlin Decree. Napoleon hoped that by cutting off British trade with Europe, he'd cause financial chaos and political upheaval in Britain, allowing him to make a favourable peace. There was just one problem. The Continental system didn't work.
Oh.
What?
Not only was it impossible to enforce and undermined by widespread smuggling, the system damaged French trade just as much as British trade.
Right.
The decisive weapon in this economic war would prove to be the British Royal Navy, which that summer ensured its continued naval dominance by launching a preemptive strike against the neutral Danish fleet at Copenhagen, capturing their warships before they could fall into Napoleon's hands.
Oh, I think I know where Churchill got his ideas from. Churchill did the same with the French boats, but he didn't want them to fall into German hands. And the French didn't like it very much because he killed the soldiers that were
you told me about it.
on those boats. But it was like, either that or Germans would have them.
Yeah.
Royal Navy squadrons blockaded all major French ports, seizing any ships trading with France, while ensuring British merchants could continue to trade overseas in relative safety. The Navy even seized the tiny Danish island of Heligoland as a base for smuggling British goods into Europe. But most disastrously for Napoleon, the Continental system would draw him into two conflicts that proved ruinous for his empire.
Spain, I think, right?
The first would be fought in the Iberian Peninsula, where Napoleon decided to force Britain's ally, Portugal, to join the Continental system. In November 1807, French troops, supported by their Spanish ally, invaded the country. The Portuguese royal family fled to their colony of Brazil, as the French occupied Lisbon without a fight. It looked as though Napoleon had won yet another easy victory.
Yeah, I remember there was an uprising in Spain.
Was just beginning.
Because of the religion and stuff like that.
Thanks to our sponsor.
Okay. So, Napoleon kind of had this idea that he's gonna make French again by putting tariffs on everyone else.
There isn't a single video.
There is like 2 or 3.
How did you like this episode?
Very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of emotions.
But I'm surprised why this battle was so short. Is it because this format of the video was still developing and the videos were still short at this time? Because this battle felt like,
it
he just came and the Russians
especially
were lost when they arrived.
Yeah, and it happened just after we said, this Bennigsen, he seems like a really good strategist. And then he tried to attack, he started going back, then Napoleon said, no, but we are attacking you. And then there was the river and then they died.
I mean he mentioned that he made a mistake crossing the river because he underestimated how fast Napoleon would arrive.
Yeah, but what a fatal mistake.
Yeah, but it's like with the Eylau, there was so many moving parts, the battle was going
it tipped, the scales tipped. Here, there was no tipping of the scale. The scale was just
here they just
demolished.
Arrived. Napoleon sent it, 2 corps, I think.
Yeah.
The grenadiers and the first corps.
Yes.
And then he was like, okay, we are winning, so, go charge.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I wonder if this really how it went? Or, or there were more,
details about it.
Variables.
Maybe.
But we just didn't focus that much on it because, they put a lot of information in this episode, They mentioned
I liked it.
The romance,
politics,
the treaty,
Yeah, the romance, romance. I thought you meant romance, and I was like, what romance? Like Greeks and Romans.
There are no Romans anymore.
The Romans.
No, and the treaty at the end, and they also started mentioning the war in Spain, in Portugal. So, and it was only 20 minutes, not even. So, I wonder if this is the reason why they didn't go into details that much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, guys, I have a little bit of a request. Can you explain to me, like I'm a 5? What are the grenadiers? Because I can Google it, of course, but with you, I will have it's
more engagement. It's nice.
Yeah, and also you give good details. But I just wonder what is it exactly, because I don't.
I also don't know, and I never thought to question it.
I don't think they were actually using grenades.
Yeah.
I guess it's some form of artillery.
I don't know.
But it's not cannons. So if you can lighten me up.
Enlighten me.
Yeah.
You can lighten him up as well as when you're at it, but
maybe they will lighten you up.
I am very light. Light? Happy. Okay. I want to show you something, by the way. No, because we have this big community here now, and I just wanted to ask if there's any fellow readers, because I'm finally reading War and Peace this winter, like the end of autumn, winter, I think. I want to read it and I want to finish it. And I'm mentioning this because this is about this period. So I'm really happy that there was a lot in this episode about Russia and,
You're sitting weirdly.
And Napoleon's, and there's a lot about the Napoleonic Wars in the book.
I will hold it for you.
So I just wanted to tell you that I'm reading it and what you think about it. I don't know. Tell me if you read it, if you like it or not. It's at the end of the video, so I hope you forgive me the digression, but I'm really excited about it. And
why exactly you had to brought it here? Like,
because I want to show them how pretty the book is.
They wouldn't believe you that you had a book?
No. At the same time, if you really like books, I wanted to show you how pretty the edition that I have is. It's the one from the Barnes and Nobles, if you're into books. It's from the British Library. And look how, British bookstore, look how nice it is. It's like faux leather, and then this is in gold, and like the letters are extremely tiny, as they usually are. You cannot see.
Oh, Jesus.
But you cannot see them even if you're here.
Can you even read this?
Yes. But it's one of the most beautifully done books that I've seen, and I think it was like 30 euro or something, so it's not that expensive either. So if you are into classics, then I would look into the Barnes and Nobles edition because they are quite nice.
I heard that you shouldn't do that, actually.
Do what?
Judging book by its cover.
What about by the gold detailing?
Okay, yeah.
Can I judge it by that?
Yeah,
it also has the bookmark.
Okay, yeah.
It's very nice. Yeah, that was just at the end. I suppose we only have here people who really like us anyway, so maybe you'll get excited with me about my pretty book. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video.
Maybe we should make money like that. Maybe we should add those, Amazon referral links. And anyone who would buy a War and Peace from Amazon, then you would get money from that. Ha 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 ha.
I don't believe anyone would do it, but but we can try. I'll put the link in the description, but I don't think it will be an affiliate link, but I can put it in the description.
All right, guys, thank you for watching with us. Have a great day. Sorry you had to wait this long for this episode, but sometimes it is like it is. Goodbye. Also, if you're watching this on Friday, I hope it will be here on Friday, but if not, it will be on Saturday. We just uploaded a movie on our other channel.
Yeah, and it's Back to the Future. And I loved it so much. And Valdemar came into the movie thinking he doesn't like it because he watched it a long time ago and then he ended up loving it. So I think it's a pretty fun reaction.
Yeah.
Bye.